Okay, please identify your chosen health law talk podcast episode. So, the podcast episode that I have chosen is called Social Media in the Healthcare Workplace. So, this podcast is mentioning the intersection of social media and healthcare and the challenges that arise from healthcare providers and systems when dealing with social media. So, some of the type of stuff that they mentioned in the podcast was patient privacy, the HIPAA compliance, and the impact of social media on the doctor-patient relationship. So some of the stuff that they mentioned in there is listeners can expect to get a deeper understanding of the potential risks and benefits of social media for healthcare providers and systems, as well as the legal and ethical considerations that must be taken into account when using social media to engage with patients and the public. Our guests will also discuss case studies and real-world examples to provide practical guidance for healthcare providers and systems looking to navigate the complex landscape of social media and healthcare. Something else that was that they'll also talked about is they provide expert insight on best practices for healthcare providers and systems to manage social media in ways that is both beneficial and compliant with legal and ethical standards. So some of the things that I learned is that social media in the healthcare workplace can lead you to bear traps, is what they mentioned. So when working in the healthcare field, they mentioned that even if you aren't on social media, like your practice isn't on social media, then your competitors are. And then when you're trying to recruit patients to come to your practice, your competitors are already on social media, so they're already going to see like what their waiting room looks like, what their patient rooms look like, and all of that. So all in all, that is it's what they considered evil. The ease of use come with risks. So some of the risks that they mentioned is posting a patient that didn't have consent or even PHI, the appropriateness, and then also along with like the HIPAA compliance, the medical information with the insurance, also known as malpractice. Is the board going to disagree with what you're posting? Is someone who is going to who had a procedure done wrong will have access to that Instagram note or Instagram post that you posted or a Facebook post that you posted? And what they can do is they can take that and then they'll be like, oh, like they're giving these shots wrong, which is what they mentioned in the podcast. They're giving these shots wrong and they're giving it to people. And then that's when the malpractice lawsuit can happen. Then not only that, like if a staff member posts a picture of them at work while they're working and they tag a physician in it, they will be able to find their personal page and then they'll have access to their private life. So then that private life will then become a part of what your practice is about. And then, so along with the private life, so then they'll see like what you do. So like drinking, your political views. They'll see like if you are part of anything else, something that may seem wrong in comparison to what is actually is in the right viewed for like patient. And then like the patient-doctor relationship. So a lot of times practices will say like, oh, follow us on social media. You'll be able to see all like the updates and stuff to like the waiting room, or you'll be able to see updates towards like what are patient rooms, and then any events that we put on, you'll also be able to see. So like that part of the social media is good, but like there is a bad part where you accidentally post a patient without their consent. And so why is this important to hospitals, health systems, physicians, and other providers? It's important for these providers because it spreads awareness to people who are or even aren't a part of the healthcare system, to make sure that you know what you are posting, and to make sure that if your practice is what you do, that you do work for, has a social media account, that you make sure to have the correct permission from the people that you need to have permission from.